These are notes for section 9.3. Okay, so 9.3, we are combining radicals now, adding, subtracting, and so forth. Page 522, 1 to 37 odd. So, 21 there, and up to 37 with the assignment, so you should be able to see that. Okay, then the answers in the back, 9.3. Let's see, 9.3. Okay. Problems on the right got cut off, so let me move over just a little bit. And that should do it. Okay, so right now we're combining like radicals. Okay, combining like radicals. So you might recall for something like this, 3x plus 4x, those are like terms, 7x. 3a squared b plus 4a squared b, 7a squared b. So in a similar fashion, 3 radical 5 plus 4 radical 5, 7 radical 5. So the structure of this algebraically is exactly the same as this and the same as this. In fact, I even use the same coefficients. Notice I use 3, 4, 7, 3, 4, 7, 3, 4, 7. So if this and this match, or this a squared b match, or radical 5 match, just add the coefficient 3 plus 4 is 7 and just write down whatever I have left. Okay, so number 3, 3x radical 7 minus 4x radical 7. So no matter how weird it gets, x radical 7, those are like terms. So just do 3 minus 4, which is negative 1. And if it's negative 1, just put negative x radical 7. Okay, 11, they don't look like they're like terms, but you can force it by taking out perfect squares. So we know 20 is 4 times 5. 80 is 16 times 5. 45 is 9 times 5. Square root of 4 comes outside, becomes a 2. Square root of 16 becomes 4. Square root of 9 becomes 3. So 2 radical 5 minus 4 radical 5 plus 3 radical 5. And now these are like terms, like radicals. So 2 minus 4 plus 3 is 1. And if it's 1 radical 5, you just write radical 5. Okay, same trick over here. So 8, 50, 72. 8 is 4 times 2. 50 is 25 times 2. 72 is 36 times 2. Okay, this comes outside, becomes a 2. So 4 times 2 radical 2. Square root of 25 is 5. So 2 times 5 radical 2 minus 5 times square root of 36, 6 radical 2. 4 times 2 is 8. 2 times 5 is 10. 5 times 6 is 30. And now these are all like radicals. They're all radical 2. So 8 minus 10 minus 30 is negative 32 radical 2. This one has cube roots, so you're looking for perfect cubes. 16, 8 times 2. 54, 27 times 2. Perfect cubes. So 1 cubed is 1. 2 cubed is 8. 3 cubed is 27, and so on. Okay, cube root of 8 comes outside, becomes a 2. Cube root of 27 comes outside, becomes a 3. 5 times 2, 10 cube root of 2, minus 4 times 3 is 12, cube root of 2. And these are like radicals. This is just like 10x minus 12x, 10w minus 12w, 10 cube root of 2 minus 12 cube root of 2. So negative 2 cube root of 2. Okay. 21, a little bit harder. So 5a squared, square root of 27ab cubed, minus 6b, square root of 12a to the 5th b. Okay, so 27 is 9 times 3. Leave a alone. B cubed right here is b squared times b. 12, 4 times 3. A to the 5th, pretend it's a to the 4th times a, and just leave b alone. Okay, perfect squares come out. So 9 becomes a 3. B squared becomes a b. 4 becomes a 2. A to the 4th becomes a squared. Okay, multiply the stuff outside, so that's 15a squared b, radical 3ab. 6 times 2 is 12, a squared b, radical 3ab. So this is 15 times something minus 12 times the same thing. The same thing being a squared b radical 3ab, a squared b radical 3ab. So it's really the same thing as 15x minus 12x. So 3x, or in this case, 3a squared b radical 3ab. Okay, 25, you have fourth roots. So take out fourth roots if possible. So y to the fifth, y to the fourth times y, because the fourth root of y to the fourth is y. Okay, 243, well, if you look at perfect fourth powers, you just want to think 2 times 2 times 2, 3 times 3 times 3, and so times 3 times 3, sorry, four times. So 3 to the fourth is 81, so 81 times 3. Leave that alone. Okay, 48 is 3 times 16, so 16 times 3. X to the fourth is fine. Y to the fifth, make it y to the fourth times y. Okay, so what comes outside? That will come outside, become a y. Leave inside 3y. And let's see. Fourth root of 81 is 3. That comes out. X to the fourth becomes an x. And left hand side is a 3y. Fourth root of 16, 2. X comes out, y comes out. 3y left hand side. Okay, so this becomes 5xy, fourth root of 3y. 3xy, fourth root of 3y. 2xy, fourth root of 3y. And if you ignore the 5, 3, and the 2, they're all the same. See, xy, fourth root of 3y. xy, fourth root of 3y. xy, fourth root of 3y. So I can just combine 5 plus 3 plus 2. So I have 10 xy, fourth root of 3y. Okay, 27. Square root of 2 over 2, leave that alone. 1 over radical 2. Okay, so rationalize the denominator, multiply by radical 2 over radical 2. That's what you do when you have a square root. So the bottom becomes just 2. So leave that alone. This becomes 1 times radical 2 is radical 2. Radical 2 times radical 2 is 2. Well, I have a common denominator, so I can add the top. Radical 2 plus radical 2 is 2 radical 2. 2 radical 2 divided by 2, cancel out the 2's, radical 2. Okay, 29, same thing here. This is already good. Clean this up, multiply by radical 5 over radical 5. So this becomes radical 5 over 5. Okay, so I have nice denominators. Notice if you want to get a common denominator, you'd rather have nice denominators like 5, not square root of 5. Okay, so one denominator has a 3, the other has a 5. So multiply this side by 5 over 5, 3 over 3. So the common denominator is now 15. So 5 radical 5 plus 3 radical 5. These are like radicals. So 8 radical 5 over 15. Okay, 33. Square root of 18 over 6. Square root of a half. Square root of 2 over 2. Well, this is already good. This one, split into 2. Square root of 1 over square root of 2. Multiplied by radical 2 over 2. 18, I can take out a 9. 9 times 2. Because the square root of 9 becomes a 3. This becomes square root of 2 over 2, and that was already square root of 2 over 2. And notice 3 over 6 reduces to radical 2 over 2. So what do you know? I have 3 radical 2 over 2's. 1, 2, 3. So that gives me 3 radical 2 over 2. Okay, and 37. Cube root of 25, can't do anything with that. 3 over cube root of 5. Okay, I want to bump this up. Basically to 5 cubed, which is 125. 5 times 5 times 5. How do I force this to be 125? I multiply by cube root of 25, top and bottom. So leave that one alone. This becomes the cube root of 125, which is nice. I force it that way. So the top is 3 cube root of 25. Okay, so the cube root of 125 is 5. So ignore the red temporarily. I have cube root of 25 plus 3 times cube root of 25 over 5. All right, so this is like over 1. Common denominator is 5, multiplied by 5 over 5. So 5 cube root of 25 over 5, plus 3 cube root of 25 over 5. 5 plus 3 is 8. Final answer, 8 times the cube root of 25 over 5. Okay, so that was section 9.3.